Right to the chairman of the RNC we go. Reince Priebus joining us on how that came together. Good to see you, Mr. Chairman. Thanks for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So tell us how that came together.
Well, it was really a private meeting, so I'm not going to be much fun for everyone. But I would just say they had a good conversation, and it was very polite and cordial and normal. And I know they're working on details, so I think the general concept was discussed. But beyond that, there's not a whole lot more I can add to it. It was a good meeting, and everyone was left in good spirits.
We will likely find out who Trump's vice presidential candidate is before the convention, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine so. I think maybe next week sometime would be the time that would likely have to happen, and I know that they're very busy on talking about it and making decisions and talking to some of the prospective candidates at the same time. So I know they're getting close, and it's an exciting time right now, both in the campaign and for the party.
It sure is. Let me ask you about the testimony today of Jim Comey. What was your reaction to what you heard?
I kind of heard more of what I heard on Tuesday, which is a whole lot of bad stuff that Hillary did. I heard the elements of gross negligence as if I was back in law school in either torts or criminal procedure, and almost like reading through the jury instructions of what highly unreasonable behavior looks and sounds like, but yet the sentences, but then at the same time we don't think that she should be charged when there are all kinds of people in the service especially that have been court-martialed, sentenced, and fined for things far less than what Hillary Clinton did. And I really don't understand the logic behind the theory that, well, since there aren't a lot of cases like this, even though it's gross negligence, but there aren't a lot of cases that have been tried like this, therefore we're not going to try or charge for gross negligence. I think it's a bizarre theory. I mean, there are not a lot of Secretary of States that send hundreds of emails that are classified with a homebrewed email server intended to defy the law. So, yes, it's a unique case. It doesn't mean that you do not go after, I think, the case that is a textbook, at least gross negligence, and I would say intentional, but even if you wanted to drop the intent, which I don't think you should, but if you did, it would be gross negligence, no doubt about it.
Well, we learned a lot from Jim Comey in the last 2 days, given the fact that he basically said to us that she did in fact lie when she spoke with Congress. Do you want to see a perjury probe pursued?
Well, I think, it's sort of like what happened to Bill Clinton. That certainly what he did was terrible, but when you start lying under oath, obviously that's a problem. And what Jim Comey did say on Tuesday was that Hillary Clinton is lying. There's no doubt. Jim Comey, the director of the FBI, has announced to the world that Hillary Clinton lied on multiple levels. She lied about having one device. She lied about having one server. She lied about turning over all work emails.
Right.
She lied about not sending anything that was classified. Lie, lie, lie. So, look, it's a bad week for Hillary Clinton. There's no doubt. I think it's a bad week for our country. She would do things like this and lie about it. But I also think it's a bad day for justice when you have prima facie gross negligence that isn't being charged.
Yeah, which is why it was surprising to a lot of people that Comey did not look at the testimony that she gave to Congress when she said all of that, when she said that I did not send or receive classified emails, I've given the government all of my emails, but in fact 30,000 were destroyed. So again, do you want to see a perjury probe pursued?
Well, I think people should look at it. I mean, I think the powers that be should look at it. I think that, unfortunately, the DOJ should look at it. I think the members of Congress should look at it. But, lying under oath is something that, obviously can impeach presidents. And she's running for president. I don't think she would have been promoted within the FBI given James Comey's testimony today. She probably would have been terminated and marched out of the FBI or the DOJ if she was just a regular employee. But she's not a regular employee. She's highly connected. The Clintons are good at using their connections to get away with things that most Americans aren't. And people understand that. And I think she's going to pay the political price for this entire miserable episode.
Interesting that he would not confirm an ongoing investigation around the Clinton Global Foundation. So what about that? I mean, if we were to get news after November about the Clinton Foundation, is it too late if in fact she wins the presidency, and then we find out that there are a lot of dots to connect between money exchanged and you know, business in front of the State Department while she was Secretary of State?
Well, it's certainly dirty, and it could be too late, but it's not going to happen because Hillary Clinton's not going to win in November. I mean, what's happening this week, Maria, is that everything people don't like Hillary Clinton has all been reconfirmed, and
right.
That she's dishonest, that she's lying. Look, it's not. Look, I get I'm the chairman of the party, but look, she lied. It's the James Comey confirmed that she lied in multiple levels. You don't have to take my word for it. And the fact that that is all being reconfirmed again this week, that Hillary Clinton lied, not just, this wasn't a white lie. This is a lie about state secrets, about the security of the United States of America. She should not be promoted. None of us in our life, in our jobs, would be promoted after we did something like this. We'd be fired. So how is it that she could possibly expect to be promoted?
Mr. Chairman, good to see you. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Maria.
Reince Priebus there. We are putting